1 minute. Yes, share, boom. All right, can I get a thumbs up that you guys can see my screen okay? Yes. All right. Adrian is going to be helping us get people into our room as we go. All right. Best You Career Connectors was started about 3.5 years ago. And within that time, we've had over 100 webinars, live events. And so we are celebrating. And we are celebrating helping, are you ready? Over 6,000 people now, which is insane to me. Um, this morning, I got an email from a very good friend of mine who does a lot for the Institute of Aging. She is putting together an article for tomorrow for those employees from the city and county of Denver who are being laid off. And we have a lot of free resources coming their way, this being one of them. So if you do know people that have been laid off, this community is always open. We do events 2 to 3 times a month. They're always free. We try to be very real, very authentic, very inclusive. And that's because that's my heart and that is my soul. I mentioned a couple things. I do fractional talent acquisition, and right now I'm actually helping a friend of mine look for a business development executive for a $17 million women-owned space systems, meaning this is in Colorado Springs. They're looking for their first BD executive. So I need someone that comes out of like the military that has worked with the Space Force, that has worked in satellites and or systems and system monitoring and integration. Um, that's one of the roles I'm working on right now. Another example is last week, one of my past clients reached out to me and said, "Hey, we have a contract need for a training and development presentation person." I sent over 2 resumes. One of my past clients now has that contract job. Another example is I work with recruiters all the time that are looking for product or finance, etc. So, from the recruitment standpoint, I'm extremely well connected into talent leaders across Arizona and Colorado. That's why I have to do a shout out to my Arizona people. Um, I led Comcast for Sonora Quest Laboratories, Lockheed Martin, Comcast. So having that hat where I can look at things from a critical perspective and really help you understand what goes on behind the ATS and behind the recruitment curtain, that is one of my jobs. I'm also a certified executive coach, and I help lots of people figure out how to have more impact and joy in their profession and more success. I work with people who are currently employed, but I also work with people who are not. And about 3.5 years ago, I saw a gap in the market for people who just needed more real, authentic resources. Usually those resources that are meant for like high potential leaders in global Fortune 500 companies. That's what we bring to you that is unique. So if I haven't met you and you'd like to chat, Adrian, if you can put my Calendly link, let's chat. Let's see what's going on for you. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn, or here's my email address. Adrienne O'Rourke is my event manager and operations guru. She puts together all my slides. She makes sure that the speakers are ready to go. She's new to working with us, and she heard about this job because she came to one of these events.
Yes.
You want to say hi, Adrienne?
Yes. Hi, everyone. Thank you all for coming. Feel free to reach out with any feedback or suggestions for future events or topics. But thank you all for attending. It's been really fun so far. I've been here for about a month. So thank you all for all your support.
Awesome. Okay. Um, I wanted to let all of you know that I have a pay as you can as you go, meaning there's no package, there's no, um, I have a group starting. for a cohort. We have 5 people so far. I actually have room and space for 3 to 4 more. So if you're out there and you're interested in finding accountability pods, in working on your visibility, you're optimizing how you show up, putting more structure to what you're doing, really working on your mindset, all you have to do is reach out and we'll have a conversation. And I'm doing this because one, the market's crazy. Two, people really need the support and the help. And sometimes what's in our mind stops us from doing our best. Those limiting beliefs that we have limit us. And so I started a women's group about 6 weeks ago. Some of those women are on with us right now. We have met 3 times. I can honestly tell you that more interviews are occurring. One of them, I turned down working with a group. I turned it over. She had 3 interviews waiting to hear. We're referring each other more. They are meeting in accountability pods. The momentum has increased, what they're doing has increased, their confidence, et cetera, has increased. So if any of those 6 women that are in that happen to be on the call today and want to just put a shout out in chat, I'd really appreciate it. I'm doing this because I'm also getting my certification at the highest level, and that takes 500 hours. So I'm helping you and you're helping me. And we're doing it in a really authentic and cohesive way that is aligned. So if you're interested, I have 3 to 4 more openings. Please let me know. There's a couple of people on the call that are going to be joining us starting this Friday at noon. I'm very interested in having more people that can leverage this very unique opportunity. Um,
We did have a question in the chat if it's only for people in the US.
um, as long as they can speak English and are at a high level, willing to have a call. I am bilingual, English and Spanish. I speak some Japanese. So very willing to bring that in if we both deem that it is the right fit. Thank you, Adrian. Okay. I also keep getting a lot of phone calls from parents whose kids are graduating from college and they cannot find work. So I created, because I led talent acquisition for Lockheed Martin University Talent. We hired over 1,200 people in 9 months during that academic year. So if you know of a new grad or emerging leader, we are having students from North Carolina State, Skidmore, CU Boulder, et cetera, work together and join these groups. There's a QR code. We have a landing page. We have whatever those folks need in a program to help them land their next job. And then lastly, if you can't tell, I'm doing a lot of group coaching because I come from healthcare. If you know any high-level healthcare folks that are looking for personal and professional development to create more value in their company. These are folks who are currently employed. I'm putting together the RX Impact Coaching Program, and we have people from finance, from femtech, women's health, et cetera. So just wanted to share those things with you. Lots of upcoming events. I'll be presenting on Thursday, August 21st for how to explore roles, responsibilities, et cetera. We're going to talk about how to be more strategic and leveraging the power of fractional consulting, in case you might be interested in that, and to look at a business operating system that is evolving in the workplace for small to medium sized businesses. So I'm on that panel. Adrian will put in that. I'm also speaking at BoulderNet. And if you haven't heard of BoulderNet, it's another community network that is free to you. Really focuses on Boulder and the northern area of Denver. And on September 4th, I'm going to be bringing some science and very focused information on how do you create more woo in your work. And I got this title because so many people want to have more joy and success and optimism and be open more. So if you're thinking, oh my gosh, Shelley, woo is what Strength Finders says, no, this is all about how do you really integrate head, heart, and soul. So please join us for that. Okay. Lastly, if you do not have Colorado Startup Week on your calendar for September 15th through the 19th, I strongly recommend that you look at there are hundreds, maybe up to 100. There's a ton of free events in our Colorado community happening all over the Denver, Boulder, DTC area. I'm going to be on a panel talking about the age advantage. How do you rewrite startup through connection? So please join us for that. As you can tell, lots and lots of things going on around our city, and around your city as well. I strongly recommend that you look at your Chamber of Commerce events, that you look at your business journal events, and how do you network more with what's going on in your area. Best You Career Connectors on the 9th is also bringing you three recruiters, including me, that are hiring. And we're going to talk about how do you grow your gaps? How do you navigate today's environment? And so, our hope through all of these offerings is that you get the nuggets that you need, that you meet a community that provides you with bleeding edge current opportunities and data and all of those things to help you in your professional advancement. Okay, I now get the awesome pleasure to introduce a friend. She and I met at Second Act Women,
Mhm.
which, for those of you who have not heard of Second Act Women, it's a group here started in Denver from Barbara Brooks for women over 40 who are looking for more. But Barbara's group has become a Facebook accelerator. It has had national recognition. Lisa and I met as I'm a premier career coach for them and have been in the past. Lisa Carmen is one of my resume writers. We've done a lot of work together. Her work is not only intuitive, she is intuitive to really help you dig deeper, to reach into how do you represent yourself the best way from a professional branding perspective. So Lisa has done lots of presentations for us. Today I made her pivot a little.
Mhm.
It's how do you leverage AI to do it better, faster, easier, but still maintain that humanness and coming across as not a job description. So, Lisa, we're really excited to have you, and we're so thankful that the audience is here today. I'm going to stop presenting and turn the microphone over to you.
Sounds wonderful. Let me get my slideshow up. It says I'm sending the request for sharing.
Should be able to now.
Okay, awesome. And Cameron, Stefan, Chris, Steve, Jamie, Gail, Kirsten, if you guys can come on screen, we'd love to see you. If not, that's okay too. We just want to know that you're there. There you are. Hey, Randy, good to see you. Nadia, we welcome everyone. Go ahead, Lisa.
All right, can everyone see my screen? AI
I'm
plus resume plus LinkedIn?
I'm not, no.
Not yet?
Mm-mm.
All right, let's try it again.
There we go. It's coming.
Okay, I gotta move people around here.
There you go.
All right, now we're all set. All right. Well, Shelley, thank you so much for inviting me to put this presentation together and deliver. You know, I love the opportunity, and you pushed me a little bit because this has been on my list for a couple of years now. So, thanks. I appreciate you. I also wanted to put in a plug for Shelley. Uh, We've been partnering for quite some time now, and as an executive coach, a life coach, a leadership coach, and a recruiter, she is in this for the right reasons. And she is one of the most well-connected people I've ever met. So, absolutely, if you haven't had a chance to chat with Shelley about what she does and how she might be able to support you, it's worth your time and trouble for sure. Well, hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you all for coming. Whether you are just starting in your career, like some of our clients, or considering a transition, or looking to up-level your leadership, my goal in this session is to give you what you need to make AI your strategic partner in career transition and job search. So that's what I'm about here today. I have been running my own business, Resonating Resumes, for over 20 years. I don't even want to say the real number, but I did work in corporate for 20 years and spent a lot of time learning a ton, and actually came back to the thing I love most, and that is working one-on-one with people to write resumes and LinkedIn profiles and help people make progress in job search. I do consider myself super fortunate. Um, I'm doing work I love, and I'm making a positive difference in lives every single day. And at this point in my career, I'm not that far away from retirement, but I'll probably never fully retire because this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay, so over all these years, I've seen a ton of change in the job market. I've also seen this huge shift, which is probably the biggest change I've seen related to AI. You know, it actually started years ago, even in the 90s, when applicant tracking systems, ATS, first started. And in the 90s, ATS systems were helping companies just store and retrieve resumes to try to take some of the work out of it for the people doing that job. And then years later, then those ATS systems integrated with job boards like monster.com. And all of this laid the foundation for AI-powered features like what you see today, which are highly advanced. Excuse me. Here's the plan for what we're going to be talking about. So, first, I'm going to explain why it matters, why we should care about AI. Some of you already have great experience with it, some of you don't. But let's talk about why we should care about AI and what we can do from here. And I'm also going to talk about, throughout the presentation, I'm going to talk about the human connection because we still matter, believe it or not. We will be covering writing and tailoring your job search tools. So, writing a resume from scratch or your LinkedIn profile, and also tailoring that resume or a cover letter to a job description, because that is key in today's job market. You must tailor every resume to the job description keywords, or you're not getting in for the interview. So, I'm going to talk about that. I'm also going to be stopping the presentation at different times, stopping the slideshow so I can show you things live on AI and demonstrate some stuff for you. Because I found that was really helpful. I got to see it to get it, and then I got to work with it. And we'll talk about how to identify some brand new job opportunities that perhaps you haven't even thought of yet using AI, and how to organize your job search with an AI tool or two. We'll also talk about prepping for interviews using AI. There's a couple of tools out there I really want to highlight. And then we'll wrap up, and I have some resources, a couple of documents that I have developed just for you all in this presentation. And I've made them available on my LinkedIn page in my featured section, which I'll show you at the end. And Shelley and Adrian are also going to be sending out those handouts for you. The two handouts I built for you are covering all of the AI tools I'm talking about and telling you the pros and cons very briefly. And the other AI document is AI prompts for job search. So I hope that can really help all of you. That's why I put them together. And I have a confession to make. I was AI resistant. It's true. I wasn't interested in the beginning. I didn't have time for this. I'm running my own business. It's a lot of work. I have tons of clients. I'm working my tail off. Who has time for learning something new like this artificial intelligence stuff? I also had talked to clients who became my clients, people who became my clients who weren't getting results. using AI systems. So for many years, I avoided AI. And it really came down to no one can write a resume better than me, especially a machine, right? It was actually my ego that was getting in the way of my own progress. So I started dipping my toe in the AI waters a little at a time. I was very hesitant at first, kind of almost afraid to start, you know. Some of you may have experienced that. Not sure what I can say or how I can use it. And now AI has made my life so much easier. It really has made a big difference. Um, in my efficiency, and it's helped quality wise in some respects. So I'll go through all of that as we're chatting. So for all of you on the fence, not quite sure yet that AI really matters, here's what you need to know. This article I found was by Laisha Ward, an author for LinkedIn. It came out last week. Super current, super right on target. So why do we care? Because AI is here to stay. It is not going away. In fact, more and more of our lives will be integrated and impacted by AI as we move forward in the future. AI is truly transforming our world. But our wisdom still matters. So, one of the reasons I avoided AI was because the one or two times I did try to use it early on, it was wrong. It gave me terrible responses, and AI can still be wrong. It's learned a lot, but AI can be incorrect. It can give you inaccurate responses. It can be absolutely wrong. It can give you false links, even. So, it's really important for all of us to take what AI produces for us and then look at it with a really critical eye and just pick the pieces that are going to work for you and still make sure your body, mind, and spirit stuff is a part of what you're producing in that resume and that LinkedIn profile and cover letter. The world wants to hear from you, the person, not just from AI. And some people might not think of this, but AI actually amplifies the value of human connection. So, what AI cannot do is recreate the shared experience between human beings. Won't do that. And that happens all day long, every day in businesses. And it's critical for business success and for human happiness. AI cannot tell us what's in our minds and what we're thinking. It cannot tell us what our feelings are in our hearts. It cannot know our perspectives unless we tell it. It's all about what we tell AI. All right. And today, applicant tracking systems screen most resumes, almost all, before a human eyeball ever sees them. So it is critical that you get used to these systems and learn to work with them, right? And you can kind of think of it like online dating. If your resume and LinkedIn profile doesn't have the right keywords, you're going to get ghosted by a robot. So AI can't replace your job search strategy, but it can be an ally. So this is a resume guru clue. I'm known as the resume guru. I've been doing it for so many years. And here's what I want all of you to do right after this session. First thing you do, or at least take a note about it so you don't forget, add all of the AI tools you can currently use or have certifications in to your resume and your LinkedIn profile. People are not up with this yet. Unless they're in a technical field, then then the candidate might have added some AI tools. But you have to do this on your resume. Employers don't want people who are behind the eight ball or afraid of learning something new. Employers want people who are up to speed with technology and understand how to use AI, which they're going to face in the company they're applying to. So make sure you add that. And I have a couple of examples for you. This will be brief. So what you have at the top here is just a technical expertise section from a resume. I took a screenshot of it. As you can see, I've added Microsoft Office, etc., and then artificial intelligence, such as LinkedIn AI, Canva AI, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, And by the way, if you have Google Mail, Gmail, then have you noticed that Gemini is coming in as a tool to give you a summarization of some of your long email streams? I love it. I use it every day. Okay, and then what you see on the bottom of this slide is a screenshot of my skills section. And I've added artificial intelligence in parentheses AI because I want to capture the whole skill word, the whole term. And I've added Chat GPT and I've added some others below that. So if you know how to use these systems, put them in your skills section on LinkedIn. And then once they're in your skills section, and this is just a guru clue again about skills, you must ask your connections for endorsements on your skills. Have an endorsement party, do a Zoom thing and have everybody endorse everybody else. Endorsements help create keyword density for that skill, and skills are key words. Never forget that. So in creating keyword density for the skill, you will show up higher in a search list for someone looking for someone with that skill. So really important. To include AI on your resume and in LinkedIn is create an achievement bullet around it. For instance, streamlined research and drafting using ChatGPT and Claude, cutting project turnaround by 30%. Now, if you don't have a specific number, you're not sure, make it a guesstimate percentage just so you feel like you're being honest about it, always honest on the resume and in LinkedIn. And you can speak to that in the interview and explain what you mean. Just another couple I'll go over. Leverage generative AI, that's for contract review, cutting average review time from 3 hours to 45 minutes. That's big. So these are just examples for you, and you will get the presentation so you can see these in more detail when Shelley sends that out to everyone here. One last way that you can add AI to the resume, and I tend to like this. It's not going to be that long, for most of us, but I wanted to just show the collection of the resume and explain what very brief. I mean, for me, I would probably have the first bullet, third bullet, and that's it. Really, you are concise and to the point, and it doesn't look you copy and pasted a laundry list of AI tools. And how I got this list, let me tell you, I went into ChatGPT and I said, please give me a list of the most current AI tools and what they do in a brief format. And this is what ChatGPT gave me. All right. So the first thing anyone needs to go for your dream job is a resume. So we're going to get into that next. Before I get deep into this, is there anything in the chat that we need to address, Shelley or Adrian?
Nothing.
Not yet?
Nope.
Okay. We're ready if you have questions. Starting with this slide, when you see the bright green in the upper right corner, those are the tools I recommend for whatever we're talking about on the slide. So for your resume or cover letter and LinkedIn for that matter, you can use ChatGPT for all of that. For the resume, there's also a tool called Claude, which I've heard good things about. I played with it a little bit, but I don't have the experience on it like I do ChatGPT. And Resi is another one that people have told me about. So let's say you are you need a new resume. Either you've never had a resume or your resume is so old or not getting results that you want to start from scratch. I've boiled it down to three main things you have to cover in terms of content and typing it up. So before you start typing, don't type straight into ChatGPT. Go to a Word document or a Google Doc and name that file so you can find it later and just start talking about yourself. I'm someone who does this and this. I'm a leader with passion for people, blah, blah, blah. So you're describing who you are, how you work and or lead, and results you typically drive. The reason you want results, and that's related to successes, right, is past behavior predicts future behavior. That's what employers are counting on when you show your achievements with results. What was the overall impact? How did you know you were successful? So that's super important. So this could be really lengthy or it could be short and sweet. It depends on your style and your writing. You don't have to worry about spelling. You don't have to worry about punctuation. You just get your thoughts down. Then, after you've covered that part, make a list of your quality, your strengths, your key strengths. So, all of those attributes that help you be successful in whatever you do. So, we're talking about your personality traits, knowledge, skills, training, strengths, all of that. Then, and if you're having trouble, I talk to people all the time who say, my strengths? I don't know. If you're having trouble, ask someone who knows you well what your strengths are, what they think. And then the third thing is list your work experience. Just start typing it out or copy and paste it from an old resume and update whatever is missing. So you want to include, as you're typing, the company, the title, the date range, your job responsibilities, which, hint, hint, you can even copy and paste your job description into this if you wanted to. And then, of course, your achievements and successes. So this could be a 2-page document or a 15-page document. Once you've got it covered, you feel good enough about you've covered everything important about you, then copy and paste it into ChatGPT. Same with cover letters, do the same thing with ChatGPT, emails to recruiters and managers. A lot of people get hung up on following up in job search. Well, I don't know what to say to be memorable. I don't know what to say in a LinkedIn message to a recruiter or in an email to a hiring manager. So ask ChatGPT for an example. All right. Now, if you've already got the resume written and it's as best as it's going to be, you went through the process, either copying and pasting an old resume document and updating it, or going through the 3 steps I identified with just typing up what it is about you that needs to be known, then it's time to improve your resume with AI. So this is where you've got the resume and you just copy and paste it into ChatGPT. And the prompt could be like what I've listed here, or it could be something shorter. Review this resume, improve it for clarity and brevity, and power up the achievements in each role based on project manager roles in the healthcare industry. So this is, you don't have a job description in front of you, but you know that's what you're going for. So whatever applies to you. You can also ask ChatGPT to compare your resume to a job description and adjust it to match keywords in that job description. And a prompt for that is rework this resume to match keywords in the job description. As simple as that. And now I'm going to hop out of the presentation to demonstrate this on ChatGPT. All right. So first I'm going into Word, and you won't see me doing this. I am copying and pasting a resume. So right now I'm copying it, and I'm just doing the copy, and now I'm going to jump to ChatGPT, and I'm going to do my prompt. So I have to tell ChatGPT what I want. Please revise this. Please revise. Sorry. If I could spell, that would be good. This resume to match keywords on this job description. So first I paste in the resume and it goes way down. So I have to scroll down and I just do a double space. And then I go to LinkedIn to get the job description. So this resume is for a vice president or director of sales support and operations. So now I go to LinkedIn and I type in vice president sales operations. And this is what I get on the left in LinkedIn's jobs tool, which is right here. And all I do, and we're just going to use the first one that pops up for the course purposes. So all I do is copy that whole job description all the way down to ideally you'll also have. I'm just copying it, and now I'm jumping back to ChatGPT and pasting it in. So it's got now ChatGPT knows what I want it to do, and I've given it the full resume and the job description. And I click go. Let's see what it's doing. Got it. Thanks for sharing both your resume draft and Safran Vice President of Business Development and Sales job description. And ChatGPT is telling me what to do to make my resume better. Reframe your telecom network ops background in terms of business development and sales growth. Pull forward leadership. So ChatGPT has advanced to such a level that it's super smart and it's pulling out the right information from that job description and comparing it to the resume. So we just click the arrow to see the rest of it. So what it gives you isn't like the resume document you want to just use. You copy and paste what it gives you. So it's rewritten the profile paragraph at the top of the resume to include more of the keywords from the job description, and they're bolded, as you can see. And they've added more core competencies, which I would use as key strengths. And then in the professional experience, it's even adjusted that to incorporate more of those keywords. This is a fantastic tool, really fast, really helpful, but you have to go through each and every one and make sure it's truly capturing what you intend.
Lisa, we have some great questions in the chat if this is a good stopping point.
Yeah. And I am assuming everyone can see what I'm doing, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Uh,
Question.
you did mention that we'll get handouts at the end that we can share, but are you comfortable sharing the slides?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
fantastic. And then are you using a paid version of ChatGPT or the free one?
I have only needed the free one.
Okay.
I wonder what more I'd get with the paid version. I think part of what I'd get is the ability to get more images, tables, and stuff like that as well. Um, just more advanced uses that I just haven't needed.
Got it. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
glad to hear that the basic free
Yeah.
one is helpful. And then we have another question around, do you have to put any markings between resume and job description for ChatGPT to differentiate? I think you did the space in
All
between.
I do is a double space. I don't know if there's a specific character that would tell here's the next document. I just do a double space.
Okay.
Yeah.
Christine, does that, or actually, Mark, we got a response, or you could say something like, here is my resume, colon, and
Hmm.
here's my job description, colon. I like that.
Yeah, you can do that too, for sure.
And then, what are your thoughts? Are you familiar with the AI feature of LinkedIn Premium?
I'm sorry, say that again.
There's an AI feature of LinkedIn Premium. Have you used that before?
I have, and it's not something that I care to use. I mean, I'm already
Mm.
using AI and LinkedIn just through job alerts and such. But
Okay.
yeah, there is a new feature, and I really haven't pursued it much. Haven't needed to.
Yeah, fantastic.
And you can t at the end of what ChatGPT gives you for content, it also asks you other questions like, would you like me to add aerospace or defense language?
Mm,
You can tell it, I would really like you to focus more on the finance industry related to this or something like that. And then it'll spit out something different from what it did in the first place. So super, super easy. Okay, now I'm going to come back to our presentation. Any other questions, Adrian?
yes, we do have one more. Do you know if ATS systems are screening for AI watermarks or AI codes?
AI watermarks or codes? I do not know. I know some people in the past, people got the idea that it was a good idea to put a watermark in the resume that was not visible. That was a list of all the possible keywords. But AI systems started getting savvy to that, and they can identify that, and you might not get an interview if that's on it. So I'm not sure if that's what you're asking.
What I'm thinking maybe it's asking is that, for example, I've done where you got that great result of the resume, and then you can say, please put in an MS Word document, or you can take it offline into a Word document, so you're not just copying and pasting it from ChatGPT. That might help.
Yeah, you can do that, but I don't like the formatting they use.
Okay. So you
It's
still
not the
have
way I
to,
would do it. Adrian, it's not the way I would do it.
yeah. No, it's a good conversation. Thank you.
You're
That's
very
all the
welcome.
questions we have.
Okay, back to the slideshow. And I've only got like 15 total slides, so we're getting through this pretty quickly. Okay, let's see. Just went through that demo. Building your LinkedIn brand. So I do this all the time in LinkedIn for people. I suggest you use ChatGPT. That is my favorite, but you can also look at Claude and Canva, which is a fabulous system and it's free online. Canva has a new feature called Magic Write. It is a paid feature, which I haven't invested in yet, but I hear it's got some really cool advanced stuff. So I just may give that a shot. So I'm putting those tools there for you in case you want to explore them as well. So you can ask AI to write your LinkedIn About section. Now you have to give it information like paste in your resume or paste in your thoughts about how you want it to sound and what kind of tone you want to take. Do you want to be purely professional or do you want to be kind of funny? You want to have some humor in it. It all depends on your style and who you are and how you want to represent yourself. So the suggested prompt is please write a compelling LinkedIn About section from this resume and notes. Also, you can create any other personal branding stuff like your elevator speech or other personal statements. Again, it matters about the quality that you're providing, the information you're providing the AI. So for someone who's executive level, you might say, please build my executive bio from these achievements. And it might build a bio, but it's not enough, or it makes it too short. So please make it up to 800 characters and include information from this resume and paste in the resume. So just a couple of examples for you, but this is a really powerful system, ChatGPT in particular. All right. So this is when you've got the resume in order, you've improved it to the extent that you can, and now you have the job description of your dreams. You can't wait to apply. So I'm going to demo how to have AI tailor the resume to a job description. We kind of went through that earlier, but I'm going to show you what happens in JobScan. And JobScan is a pretty powerful tool. So here's the rub with all of these. People, clients that I meet all the time are using these tools. They're using ChatGPT or Claude to help write their resume. They're using JobScan to see if they have the right keywords, and they're still not getting interviews. And what that tells me is there's something missing from the quality of the content, and it's almost always that personal touch, or they would be getting interviews. So for entry-level people, this will help you frame your school and internship experience. And for mid-career, it's going to help you really clarify your transferable skills. We're talking job scan. And for execs, this will help you tailor your leadership, tailor to specific leadership roles and any industry jargon. And job scan is really big. Teal HQ is an up and coming new one. It's been around a few years, but it's getting a lot of traction lately. So I think it's really improving and learning. So I would say Teal HQ is one to try for sure. So I'm going to go ahead and demo the job scan. So I'm jumping out of the presentation briefly, and I'm going to go to the job scan report from the resume that I already uploaded into job scan. Very simple process. And initially, at least for the first few resumes, JobScan is free, but it can get expensive if you use it all the time. So use it sparingly is my message. So it tells me that this resume that I uploaded for this job description is only a 44% match rate. That's not very good. Can be a little humbling if you take a look at this. It also tells me I have one issue to fix in terms of searchability, and I have hard skills and soft skills that are totally missing. So let's look at a few key things you want to pay attention to in JobScan with its feedback. All right, take a look at the summary. It says it's good that you have a summary section. All right, and here's why a summary section matters to employers. It helps recruiters and hiring managers grasp your value. That's why you always need a summary section on your resume. I strive for about 500, maybe 600 characters with spaces total. Sometimes I can get it to 350 characters, but that's what I go for a profile paragraph or a resume summary. They're the same thing. Also, check this out. Job title match. Let me scroll down a bit. Oh, there's no match. This says, and this is what our ATS systems are looking for on your resume. The job title, the specific job title, VP Sales Ops and Enablement, is not found on your resume. So every time you apply to a role, always make sure that job title is on the resume. I actually format a resume so that you have your name, you have your contact info, and then you have the title line. And when you have a job description you're applying to, a specific role, that title line is the job title only, always. And JobScan tells people this, but nobody ever puts that on their resume, the actual job title. So that's a really key thing that will help you. Job titles are always keywords. Always, always. Scrolling down just for a few things, you can see these hard skills. I've got a bunch. I've got some work to do on this resume. I have a bunch of hard skills to add to my resume because they show up in the job description, and JobScan even tells you how many times, which is always an indication. If you see something more than once, it's going to be a keyword on a job description. So I need to add revenue operations, project management, go to market, continuous improvement. And I can add that in any form I want. I actually design a resume so that it's super easy to add to the key strengths section or to the profile paragraph so that you don't have to add keywords to the entire resume. But you can add them anywhere you want, just so you get them in there. And they got to be spelled exactly like they're spelled on the job description.
We have a question in the chat. What if the job title doesn't match, but they have many of the transferable skills? So maybe you haven't had that title before.
So you can add, that's a great question. If the job title doesn't match, but you know you can walk in and do the job, so add that job title in the profile paragraph.
Mm.
Talk about ready to step into project management role in manufacturing, project manager role in manufacturing. Make sure it's the exact title. So the job title, and this goes for your LinkedIn headline as well, that line right underneath your picture in LinkedIn, the job title in your resume and the LinkedIn headline the headline itself should be a list of the job titles you are ready to step into and be successful. You might not have had that job title before. Let's say you've been a manager 5 years and you're ready to step into a director role. You've done the work, you know what to do, you know you'll be successful. Then add that director role because you're ready to step into it and work for it and do it. And you can explain that further in the interview. Add the title to the job title to the top of the resume as I've described, or add it to the profile paragraph talking about the role you're going for. Does that answer the question?
I think so. Asali, does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, fantastic.
Good, good. And here's some soft skills that I need to add to the resume. I'll put these in the key strengths section or in the profile paragraph or wherever I want to plug them in. I call it plug and play. You're plugging and playing job description keywords into the resume just to satisfy the algorithm. Now, the only caveat to that is if you cannot speak to that keyword in an interview. Of course, you can't add it to the resume. And I've said before, a good example of that for me is financial analysis. Never in my lifetime will I be able to add financial analysis to my resume as a strength. Okay, here's another thing to watch for, job level match. And we just talked about this a bit. Your experience is less than the role requires. If you're confident you can perform the job and meet the criteria, consider applying. But then at the end, it says, be aware that experience is often an initial screening factor. So you might well get screened out because you don't have X years of experience. However, give it a shot anyway. If you're ready to step in and do that role and be successful, talk about why you can do that in the profile paragraph, in the cover letter, wherever you can. And I don't pay for the paid version of JobScan, so I don't get to see the rest of their feedback. But this is a really great tool, but so is ChatGPT in the same regard. All right, so now I'm coming back to our presentation. Actually, almost done here. So you can discover jobs with AI, like maybe roles that you hadn't even thought of in the past. I'm moving things around a bit here. Job alerts that you've all signed up for, that's a form of AI. So LinkedIn job alerts, Google Jobs, there's something called Auta, and there's also ChatGPT. ChatGPT is for my second point, reviewing different job descriptions for commonalities. Let's say you're trying to find your next direction. You've been doing work as a business analyst for a while, but you think you might do well as a project manager, but you're not sure. So there's different things we can do to explore that. So the prompt I suggest is analyze these job descriptions and identify what they have in common. And then you can ask, what other job titles are out there that might suit me? You can ask ChatGPT that. Not responding. There we go. Oops. Okay. I think is going to get bigger and bigger in terms of interview preparation. There's a couple of tools out there called Udly and Interview Warmup and some others. There's lots of others actually. And I'm actually going to be testing a new interview AI in the next month for the owner who's building it, just to give him my feedback. But I think it's going to get bigger and bigger in preparing for interviews and such. So use AI to help you practice common interview questions. So Udly and Interview Warmup are tools that will allow you to record yourself, and then you can watch it over and over again, and it gives you real-time feedback on how you did. I've used these a couple of times. I have found rather generic feedback responses, but it is getting better than it used to be. So I know they're going to keep growing and getting smarter and smarter. So I would say it's worth a try to play with it. And I believe any interview practice is good practice. In terms of ChatGPT, use it to simulate an interview based on a job description. So you could ask ChatGPT to identify likely interview questions for this job description. So it's kind of interesting. And I'm going to go ahead and jump out of the presentation briefly. And I'm going to go to the job description. Let's do this. So I just want to show you how it can analyze multiple descriptions. So I'm going to search for a business analyst role. So it's typed in already. Here we go. And this is me wanting ChatGPT to compare these two jobs that I might be interested in, or I might be moving away from one. So we're just going to go with the business analyst role that pops up for state of Colorado. I'm just copying the whole job description. Gosh, it's a long one. Okay. Copy it, and I'm going to jump over to ChatGPT and head down to my prompt, which is covered by everyone's beautiful faces. There we go. Please analyze these job descriptions and identify commonalities. You don't even have to have great spelling. So I'm just going to paste in that job description, and now I'm going back to LinkedIn to look up a project manager role, because as a business analyst, maybe I would enjoy project management work better. And again, I'm in LinkedIn's job tool. And I'm just going to take the first project manager role that pops up, and once again, copy the whole darn description. It includes knowledge, skills, and abilities. And by the way, if you don't have LinkedIn Premium and you're in job search, I suggest you get it. It gives you advantages, including how you compare to others who click apply right here. I think it's like 40 or 50 bucks a month. It's worth it while you're in job search, then go back to the basic free plan after you have your job. All right, so I've copied that next job description, and here I'm going to scroll down to the bottom of that last job description and space, paste in the next one, and let ChatGPT do its thing. Oh, I put it in twice. I put in the same one twice. It even knows that for me. All right. This one too. Go back to LinkedIn, copy this.
So we're still seeing just your LinkedIn page, just so you know.
My LinkedIn, what are you saying?
The copied of the LinkedIn page.
So you're not seeing me in the jobs tool?
No.
Yeah.
Hmm.
My screen says Lisa Carmen has paused screen sharing. Double click to enter full screen.
Oh, okay. Let me come back. Maybe it's not. Can
Take
you
it down
see
and put it back up.
ChatGPT now?
No, it's just
Okay.
your
Let me
LinkedIn
come
page.
back to the presentation then. Okay. Hopefully that won't be an issue. Back to the presentation. Now, can you see the presentation?
No,
Oh, so when I popped out, is that when the problem started?
I think so.
Okay.
Can you stop sharing and then share it again?
I just tried to do that.
Oh no. Okay.
I don't, let me stop sharing. It
Yeah.
says it's paused. That's why. I accidentally pushed something that paused it, I'll bet. There we go. My mistake, I'm sure.
No, I'm still seeing your LinkedIn page. What about other folks?
I'm seeing Lisa Carmen has paused screen sharing.
Uh,
Huh.
Correct.
Okay, well, let's fix it. I know I can. I know I can. Why is it telling me it's paused? Let me stop share and I'll just come back to it. All right. Technology, right?
It's that. I've seen some really good conversation in the chat for not just job scan, but different things. Thank you, Chris, for your input there. We've had others. So this is a community. And so if you have used something and you think you might have another tool or resource that will help save time, put it out there because what works for one might not work well for another. And so that's we want to have different resources that we can leverage. Um, Yodlee interview chat warm up. I know that those are popular out there. And so thank you for all the input. We have some HR folks here if you have any input as well. We've definitely had a very busy chat going back and forth.
Good, good. Can you see my screen yet?
We
Yes,
can see
we are
your
Okay.
screen. Yes, we can. Thanks
So,
everyone for your patience as we had some troubleshooting.
okay. So I'm just not going to worry about what I was trying to demonstrate. That's where we went wrong, where I went wrong. So let's move forward. Organizing your job search with AI. I'm an Excel spreadsheet kind of girl. So I haven't needed Notion AI or tried any others, but I know people who have and they rave about them, especially Notion AI. I talked to one person who likes Trello. I talked to another who doesn't. If you're going to use Trello, you're going to want to incorporate Chat GPT as well into that. So this is all about organizing the job search. So imagine an Excel spreadsheet. When I started job search way back in the day, I included the date, the job title, the company name, email, contact name, phone number, date applied, responses, blah, 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 in this huge Excel spreadsheet. You can use Notion AI for that as well, and it gives you more in terms of not just tracking the jobs you're applying to, but setting reminders and building personalized dashboards for you as well. So they can be really solid, powerful tools for you. I don't know why my system is being glitchy. Okay, and these are my final thoughts. Use AI to your competitive advantage. I know you can do this, and as I started to dip my toe in the AI waters, you can too. Or if you're used to it, take it to the next level. Let AI work for you instead of against you. Use AI to simplify your job search, not automate everything. Make sure the you quotient is in there loud and clear. Keep your voice and values at the center of your marketing tools. And I do have that resource list of tools and AI prompts. My contact information, I would love to connect with all of you. I offer a free resume and LinkedIn profile review. We'll spend 15 to 20 minutes on the phone and talk about your career strategy and what you need from here and what I think might help at no cost. And I'm just going to jump over to can you see that I left the the slideshow?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to jump over to my LinkedIn profile
Yep.
and I'm going to scroll down to my featured section. And as you can see, job search handouts on Google Docs. Here is the link to get those handouts. And Shelley and Adrian are also going to send them out as PDFs. But it's out there for you on Google Docs. I hope they help. I really appreciate your attention. I know I did a ton of talking. Okay, take it away, Shelley.
Thank you, Lisa. I hope that all of you learned something new. I know that I have the paid version of ChatGPT. Sounds like some of the folks have given a thumbs up for that. There are different resources out there, and that in itself can be overwhelming. I saw that Nadia asked a question about how do we verify if a job is real or not. So what did I do? I went out to ChatGPT and I looked at it. The best practice is always cross-check the job on the company's official career page before applying. I see Karen Murphy shaking her head, and she is a fellow HR leader as well as Christina Wenzel. She is too. Randy as well. If it's not there, assume it's suspicious unless otherwise. Now, I was going to put that in the chat, but it's 2,200 characters long on the answer. So anything that you are looking at that you might want to know, that's a good question. ChatGPT it, Gemini it, Claude it, whatever it takes, right? To find your answer. Biggest scam warnings. They're looking for money. They request sensitive data like your social security number, bank info. The interview happens only via chat or apps. You know, I went to lunch last Friday with two top recruiters, and one of them was telling me about like AI doing the interview. And a way that you can tell if it's real or not is go like this in the screen to see if it's a person. Like literally flash your hand in front to show that you are real.
Mhm.
Um,
Oh, I
so
have a good one. I have
go
a
ahead.
good one.
Yeah.
So another thing that's causing a big uproar in business is people are using AI to cheat in their interviews and allow AI to give the responses that they're then reading as an interviewee. So, because of that, more and more companies are going back to in-person interviews.
Absolutely agree with
Thank
that. In
Christ.
fact, thank goodness, right, Chris? Yes. Awesome. Okay. Um, so any questions that you have out there like this, go ahead and ChatGPT it. I mean, I will say when I'm looking at resumes, especially for roles that I am the recruiter on, it's got to have that you feel like Lisa is talking about. If you caught and Karen's saying yes, Christina's saying yes, and we are the HR leaders who see these mistakes every day. Hiring managers want to know your results. They want to know, yes, you can, like, I leverage it for some efficiency and things like that, but um, we're going to send out some prompts on how to leverage a job description and come up with the top 5 behavioral based interview questions for that. You can also leverage it for other things. So I want to open it up to the group because Lisa and I have been talking like talking heads. And so, what questions do you have or insights that you have used that you can share with the community that might help optimize the job search?
So I'll say something, Shelley,
Great,
and
Chris.
I,
Thanks.
I'm going to be direct.
Hmm.
I was attending a ServiceNow forum because ServiceNow is a platform that incorporates HR, and it's anyway, it's just this platform, and they had a lady on there, a guest speaker, and she basically said that this world of what has just been talked about in the last hour, if you don't learn it, you're going to be left behind. End of story. And if you don't use these tools and fail with them and keep using them and learning how to use them, you're not going to be top of the list for conversations unless you want to move into certain roles that are in hospitality or something else, because every single organization will incorporate some type of AI optimization in work functions. And then if you don't adapt and want to learn and be part of it, you're not going to be part of that group, because these skills are just kind of what you got to know today. End of story. I don't mean to be blunt, but that's pretty much what she said. And I agree with her based upon what I see of, all the different things that have been mentioned today about using AI and being real and authentic about everything. You have to work with it to help you present the best that you have for that particular role.
Exactly. Thank you, Chris. I have a VP of marketing level candidate, and I'm working with her to strategize how she lands her next role. And she wanted me to introduce her to my network. And I said, no, not until you go over every your tech stack that you've used, and you put in what your AI tech stack is. So you've got to put in what AI tools you're using, that you're leveraging. If you've taken courses, if you've gone through prompt engineering, because I know as a recruiter that the most current and bleeding edge resumes are going to include how you know AI. So I know that this is a lot of info. I have a slide up here. I've had a couple people reach out. We'd love to have you as part of Friday's group. Chris and Mark and Jennifer are 3 people that are going to be in the group with us. Nadia and others here have been in the group to seeing the impact. This is truly pay as you can. It's not like big packages, whatever. I'm doing this, and I've had a couple people ask, what if you're not a senior manager? Let's chat and see if it's the right group. If not, I will recommend you to other communities, other groups, because I truly believe in the power of community and working together. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about that. So, thank you for joining us today. We will include some other prompts for you. I'm going to include the job search log that our clients leverage. Anyone who might be interested in like a workbook, it's like a 60-page workbook, let us know. We've got some free resources. If you're not out looking at our YouTube page with all of our past webinars, we'll put that out there too. Okay. There's lots of free info out there, but when you need help, you find help. You start with the community and then you go deeper. Good books out there right now are The Let Them Theory. If you're not hearing from an employer, let them not hire you and let you move on in a way that is mindful and soul aligned. Thank you for joining us today. If I haven't met you, I would love to meet you. I wish you all the best in your job search. And my hope is that we have given you a lot to think about, but that you're you feel better than when you came. I'm seeing some heads. That makes my soul happy. I hope that you all have just the best luck and go after what you want and don't let any limiting belief stop you from being the awesome human that you are. And go ask for what you want and what you deserve. I'll talk to you all later. Take care. Thank you, Lisa.
Hi, thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
Lisa.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Shelley.
Bye, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, Sarah. Steve. Hey, Sarah, if you're still there, I'm not sure if you came in like it's a different time in Arizona, but just like so happy to see you here.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Yeah, I was interested in what you had to say.
Nice.